Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for this bone broth, scallops, and heirloom tomato salad tutorial. And don't forget to subscribe. The button is right down below. I love it when you guys subscribe to me. And as you can see, we are starting with a variety of mushrooms, chopping them pretty coarsely. There's no need to have them be super uniform as long as they're roughly the same size. And of course, I'm doing a horrible job getting them in this bowl, but we did it. And we are going to be chopping up a shallot now. Not everybody has shallots on hand. You can definitely use onion, just a lesser amount of it because it is a little bit harsher and bitter than a shallot is. Next, we're just warming up oil over medium heat, throwing in our mushroom and shallot concoction, adding some salt, as well as pepper to season. And we're gonna let this sit coated in that olive oil for about 15 to 20 minutes and then let it cool down. Next, we're adding some of my homemade chicken bone broth, letting that get warm over medium-high heat. You can definitely use store-boughts, no big deal. We are chopping up our dill now. You can definitely use other sorts of herbs, whatever is to your liking. Putting those aside in the bowl, I will be using the dill for both the tomato salad as well as the scallops. And we're chopping up some rosemary. Once again, making sure those are nice and fine, that way we can really extract those flavors. Next, we're slicing up our scallops. I like to keep my scallops in the freezer for about 15 minutes before I'm about to slice them. Just allows that scallop to firm up a little bit so they are easier to slice. Next, we're going to assemble our bowls. As you can see, I'm laying them, the scallops down in the bowl, just in the bottom portion, using about 8 slices or so, and then topping it with that cooled mushroom and shallot concoction, and then seasoning with a little bit more salt and pepper because those scallops do not have any seasoning, and I'm using just a little bit of that dill. Place this inside the refrigerator until we need it. Now we're getting that heirloom tomato salad together, slicing up this mozzarella. I like to do about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch or so slices. That way they really hold up to those heirloom tomato slices. And as you can see, I am cutting some of the larger slices just because my dish is a little bit oddly shaped, so I really do want them to fit. Next are our tomatoes. And I grabbed a variety of colors just because I really feel like they look super beautiful if you have a variety of colors, especially as you're plating, it just looks pleasing to the eye. I find that the green tomatoes are a little bit sour, but everything else has a really mild flavor. Then of course, assemble the tomatoes according to how your dish is laid out. I like to fit in those cheese slices pretty uniformly, gosh, just so when people are grabbing the tomatoes, they can get a good hunk of cheese. Topping with a little bit of that olive oil, something really, really mild, and then a balsamic vinegar. We really do want to let this salad sit for about 15 to 20 minutes to let all those flavors blend together. Topping with a healthy amount of salt, some pepper, and then we're going in with our dill and rosemary. And then setting that guy aside, taking that bowl out of the fridge, and then topping with that piping hot bone broth. This is going to perfectly cook those scallops in about 5 minutes or so. And there you guys have it. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week.